Ever get the feeling that while you're being intimate, your partner isn't actually with you? They're somewhere else? It's because a narcissist isn't looking for a connection. They're running a diagnostic. Most people think narcissists are just selfish in bed, but it's actually much darker than that. While you're vulnerable, they are cold-bloodedly scanning you. They're tracking how much control they have over your emotions, watching for the exact moment you lose yourself, and cataloging your insecurities like data points. They aren't noticing your beauty, they're noticing your tells. They're looking for 7 specific things that they can weaponize against you the minute the lights come back on. And honestly, point number 4 is the reason you feel so drained afterward. If you've ever felt like you were being observed rather than loved, you need to hear this. Because what they're seeing, it's not what you think. When a narcissist is with you in bed, they aren't actually looking at you. They are looking at their own reflection in your eyes. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how they stare at your face almost too intensely? It's not because they are overwhelmed by how much they love you. It's because they are grading their own performance in real time. To them, you aren't a partner. You're an audience member at their one-man show. They are secretly tracking every gasp, every shiver, and every sound you make like it's a data point on a scoreboard. They are asking themselves, how good am I making them feel right now? If you're reacting the way they want, their ego hits the roof. They feel like a god because they think they have total control over your body. But here's the scary part. If you don't give them that over-the-top, movie-style reaction they're hunting for, you'll see the mask slip. They don't get worried about your pleasure or ask if you're okay. They get cold. They get annoyed. In their head, you didn't just not enjoy it, you failed to give them the 5-star review they think they deserve. They are addicted to the power of being your only source of pleasure. It's not about intimacy, it's about the show, and they're just waiting for you to clap. While you are lying there thinking you are finally safe enough to let your guard down, a narcissist is doing something much more calculated. They aren't sharing a moment of intimacy with you. They are performing a silent reconnaissance mission on your nervous system. In the USA, we often talk about opening up to a partner, but to a narcissist, being open just means you've left the front door unlocked. They are secretly tracking the exact second your breathing changes or your eyes cloud over, because that is the moment you've lost control. They aren't admiring your soul in that state of surrender. Instead, they are mapping out your emotional blueprint. They notice which words make you flinch, which touches make you cry, and exactly how much intensity it takes to make you forget everything else. Why? Because that information is incredibly valuable for them later. They want to know your breaking point. By watching you at your most vulnerable, they are learning exactly how to manipulate your emotions when the lights come back on. It is like they are installing a silent tracker on your heart while you are too distracted by the romance to notice the theft. If you have ever wondered why they seem to know the perfect way to crush your spirit during an argument 3 weeks later, this is the reason. They didn't guess your triggers. They studied them while you were naked and trusting. They weren't connecting with you. They were stealing the keys to your emotional kingdom so they can walk in and out whenever they please. When the lights go down and you think your partner is admiring your body, a narcissist is actually conducting a silent, clinical inspection. They aren't looking at your beauty. They are hunting for your flaws. Have you ever noticed them staring at a specific part of you that you've tried to hide? It is because they are scanning for your physical insecurities to use as psychological leverage later. They notice if you try to pull the sheets up to cover your stomach, or if you dim the lights because you're ashamed of your skin. While a loving partner would reassure you, a narcissist silently bookmarks that shame. They are building a mental file of every tiny hesitation you show. They want to know exactly what makes you feel small, because that is where they will strike during the next devaluation phase. If you have ever wondered how they can walk into a room weeks later and drop a casual comment that perfectly destroys your confidence, this is the moment they gathered that data. They aren't sharing a private moment, they are collecting collateral. By observing what you are afraid to show, they learn how to trigger your anxiety at will. To them, your body isn't something to be cherished, it is a map of your weaknesses. They want to know exactly which buttons to push to make you feel inferior, ensuring that you stay dependent on their approval to feel attractive again. They aren't worshiping you. They are studying the armor you've taken off, so they know exactly where to aim the blade next time. The exact second the physical act ends is when the most chilling observation begins. While you are likely drifting into a state of relaxed bonding, a narcissist is stone-cold sober, watching how you react to their sudden withdrawal. They are secretly measuring your recovery time. Have you ever noticed how they immediately reach for their phone, start a mundane conversation about work, or literally turn their back on you? This isn't just rudeness, it is a tactical assessment of your emotional stability. They are noticing if you scramble to bridge the gap they just created. If you reach out to touch them or try to start a deep conversation to maintain the intimacy, they've just confirmed that you are hooked on their validation. They see your need for a cool-down period as a massive vulnerability. They are filing away the fact that they can make you feel abandoned simply by being silent. To them, this moment is about establishing who holds the power. They want to see if they can flip the switch from lover to stranger without you breaking down. By observing your desperate attempt to stay connected, they realize they have successfully turned a moment of shared pleasure into a tool for future isolation. They aren't resting, they are testing your leash. During the most intense moments of intimacy, you might find a narcissist locking eyes with you in a way that feels incredibly deep. But look closer. It is not the gaze of a lover searching for your soul. It is the stare of a predator confirming their conquest. They are secretly noticing the exact moment your pupils dilate and your focus blurs, because that is the physical evidence that you have surrendered your senses to them. They aren't looking for a shared spark. They are conducting a dominance check to see if you will blink first, or if you have completely submerged your will into theirs. This power stare is a tool they use to gauge how much of your autonomy they have successfully erased. They want to see that specific look of trance-like devotion in your eyes because it confirms their status as the absolute authority in the room. They are observing whether you are still a separate person or if you have become a submissive extension of their own desires. If they see even a hint of independence, or if you look away to maintain your own boundaries, they note it as a challenge to be crushed later. They are not witnessing your passion, they are witnessing their own victory over your identity, ensuring that even in your most private thoughts, their image is the only thing you can see. Right in the middle of what should be a safe and predictable moment, a narcissist will often throw a curveball. They might introduce a sudden, jarring change in the rhythm, a slightly disrespectful comment, or a physical move that feels out of place. They aren't doing this because they are bored. They are secretly noticing your compliance threshold. They are conducting a live experiment to see exactly how much disrespect you will tolerate before you find the voice to say no. They are hyper-aware of your hesitation. They notice if you freeze up, if you awkwardly laugh it off, or if you simply go along with it because you don't want to ruin the mood. To them, your silence isn't politeness. It is a green light for future abuse. They are cataloging your lack of a boundary as a permanent weakness. If you don't call them out in that raw moment, they know they can push the envelope even further tomorrow in the real world. They are measuring the depth of your submissiveness to see how much of their toxic behavior you will eventually accept as normal. They aren't exploring your body. They are probing the limits of your self-respect to see how much of it they can successfully dismantle without a fight. As the room goes quiet and the physical interaction concludes, the narcissist isn't basking in the afterglow. They are running a mental ledger. They are secretly noticing how much emotional credit they just earned with you. In their twisted logic, this moment of intimacy wasn't a gift or a shared experience. It was a strategic deposit. They are calculating if this encounter has bought them enough leverage to get away with the lies they told yesterday or the betrayal they are planning for tomorrow. They observe your softened expression and your renewed trust, and they instantly weaponize it as a get-out-of-jail-free card. They are gauging if you are now indebted to them. They notice if your guard is down enough for them to drop a bombshell or ask for a favor they know you would usually refuse. To a narcissist, the bedroom is just a courtroom where they've successfully bribed the jury. They leave the bed feeling untouchable, believing that because they gave you pleasure, you no longer have the right to hold them accountable for their toxic behavior outside those four walls. They aren't thinking about the next time they can hold you. They are thinking about how much easier it will be to gaslight you now that you've let them back into your heart. It is chilling to realize that while you were searching for love, they were searching for a loophole. If this resonates with a specific off feeling you've had, but could never quite name, you aren't alone. Drop a shadow in the comments if you felt that cold, calculated shift the moment the lights came back on. Let's see how many of us have survived this silent game.